In the last lecture, we executed switch name handler upon a click. Now we want to manipulate the state upon the click. So I'll comment out this console log statement, and we could simply do this state, reaching out to this state property here. And as I mentioned, this will only work when using this syntax. Otherwise, this here will not refer to the class and will therefore not be able to reach that state property. But here it will work. So this state persons, then maybe access person 1 and set the name to Maximilian, my full name. Let's save this and let's see what happens if we execute this code. We already get a warning here, but let's ignore it for now and let's click switch name. Nothing changes, we still see Max here. Well, as I said, we do get a warning about this. We shouldn't mutate, which means change, the state directly like this. React will not recognize that and will not pick up this change. So don't do this. Instead, use a special method React gives you. You also access this with this, and then it's setState. We haven't defined this method, but remember that we extend component. And this is made available by the React library. And the component object happens to have a setState method. This is a method which allows us to update this special state property here, and it will then ensure that React gets to know about this update and updates the DOM. setState takes an object as an argument, and it will merge whatever we define here with our existing state. So if I here set persons to an updated array, it will merge this with existing data. So if we had some other state here, which is some other value, then this would not get touched even if we only update persons. Not clear what I mean? Let me show you. I'm copying persons and I'm basically adding this as a property in the object I'm about to use as my update here. So I'm saying this setState, and setState takes this new object where I update my persons, where I only change the first person, or maybe also let's change Stephanie. Let's change their age, her age to 27. Now, what it will do, what React will do for us, is it will look at our state and see which part of it we're overriding, we're changing, persons. It will not discard our state, but it will simply merge the old state with the new one. We'll override persons, since we clearly define a new version of persons here, but we'll leave our state untouched, because we're not saying anything about it here, and it will not discard it, which of course is a good thing. You don't want to have to update everything about your state whenever you want to change only a tiny piece about it. So with that, let's now see what happens if we save this file. If we save it now and reload the app, and I click switch name, watch Max, and watch 26 years old down there. You see that? It's Maximilian and 27 years. Now the DOM was updated because React recognized that the state of our application changes. And this really is a special thing. There aren't many things which lead React to update the DOM. There actually only are two: changing state, and what else? You could already see it in action. Props. We change state, that's nice. But keep in mind, what we actually output for each person is defined in this person component. And there we don't use state. And as I said, we could use it with React hooks, and I'll introduce you to React hooks right after this lecture here. But for now, we're not using state in here, but in our class-based component instead. Here we use props, and that's the other thing React watches out for. If state changes or props changes, it basically analyzes the code it already rendered to the DOM and the code it would now render if it were to re-render everything. And then it updates the existing DOM in all the places where it needs to update it to reflect your new state and props. New state in app.js, new props in person.js.